Hi everyone, this is Debbie Henderson from Debbie's Designs. Welcome to my weekly tea time. So you guys, I've been gone for about a month only because I had a lot of outdoor stuff I had to get done. So I'm back. For those of you that saw my post on Facebook, I've been working on my flower beds and I decided to change the color of my mulch this year from black to a natural color. And I have gone through 77 bags of mulch, so you can see why I've been busy. But I'm back, and today I'm going to do a card that I came up with. It's actually a card fold that you'll be familiar with, but I added something to it. So I'm using the Attention Shoppers stamp set along with the dies. Now, if you guys follow me quite a bit, I am now partnered with Connie Babbard on Create with Stamping Friends. We just did a collection of tutorials, Connie and I together, using this bundle. And you can find that on our blog. We have new tutorials every 2 or 3 weeks, and we have another one coming out soon. The paper I'm using, the designer paper, is called Full of Life. I'm just going to show you the vivid color patterns. I have used quite a bit of this paper already. The colors are so bright. So if you're a user of our Brights family, then this is for you. Look how pretty the patterns are, the colors that are used. I'm just going to quickly flip this over. There's even some that look like watercolor. But look at the pretty colors. Again, this is called Full of Life, and it's actually catalog number 163357. I'm just going to keep going. This is the one I used on the card that I'm going to show you that's completed, and then I'm using a different pattern with you today to create the card that I'll be showing you. So let me go ahead and bring out the card. So for those of you that are familiar with a bridge card, this is a bridge card. You can see that it's the shape like this. And it actually, what I added to it, I wanted this to resemble a window as you're going by and you're shopping. And I put a little shelf. You can see here I have a little bouquet sitting on a shelf. So the shelf actually pops out so that it can lay flat. And then this is how the card folds flat. You can go either direction. And I'm going to show you how to do the little stopper. It's hard to show on the camera. I have a little stopper on the inside. The shelf is folded, and all you do is pop it in. And it sits right on the stopper. You can see that it sits there. So that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. I'm using basic gray ink. Now, to save time, because I have a lot of die cutting of all these little images here, I went ahead and stamped them already with the basic gray, and I already cut them. They're stamped on basic white. Because I'm using different colors because of the different designer paper pattern, if you want to replicate this one, it's the same 3 colors, except I added balmy blue on some of the stamped images. This time I'm using light petunia pop, light smoky slate, dark lemon lolly, and light granny apple green. These are my stamped images. I'm going to color those in a little bit. Let me show you. You really don't need a lot of layers. It looks like a lot, but it goes really quickly. Basic gray, 6 3/4 by 4 1/4, and I'm going to show you how to score that. I have a couple more basic gray pieces. This one, now in order for the little shelf to fit in this space, which is 2 1/4 inches, I cut this just a 1/16 of an inch smaller. So it's actually 2 3/8 by 1 3/4. This is what I'm using for my stopper. It really doesn't matter what size these are, but if you want to follow along, these are 1 1/4 by 1. You need 2 of them, and I'll show you how that works. This is Petunia Pop, one of our new colors, 4 3/4 by 1 3/8. basic white, 4 7/8 by 1.5, and these are going to actually layer together. The reason I have the weird fractions is because I only have a sliver of white showing. And then we have Lemon Lolly, which is for the sentiment, 2.5 by 1/2 inch. And the designer paper I'm using is this pattern. These are all 4 inches long. The middle section is 2 inches, and the 2 side panels are 1 1/4. So there's my 3 pieces of designer paper. And now I'm going to show you how to score the basic gray. I'm going to bring my scoring tool. Just need 2 measurements, 1.5 and 2 1/4. So 1.5, 2 1/4, and then I'm just going to flip this and do it again. 1.5, 2 1/4. Now the way you fold this, you're going to fold the line closest to the center, go towards the center, and then bring it back out the other way. Again, closer to the center, and bring it out the other way. So this is what you should look like once you have it folded, and then this is the shape that you need. Okay, now let's go ahead and start gluing. Let me get my tape. We're going to glue the larger designer paper goes in the center. Now, if you guys, I know some of you guys are designer paper hoarders. I'm not. You could actually cut this shorter if you don't, but it peeks through. And the ones on the front here, you're actually going to cover part of it. So you could actually go, let me get my ruler. You could actually go 2 3/8 on your designer paper, but I didn't want to mess with that. I just it's going to be covered some, but it's no big deal. So there's that part. Now I'm going to glue the 2 side panels. There's one. Let me bring the card back in too. I did not add designer paper on the side. You could if you wanted to. And here's my 3rd piece. And I kind of just tried to make the pattern continue. Okay, so that's where step 1 is adding the designer paper. Next, we're going to go ahead and stamp the sentiment. So I'm using 2 sentiments. Just for you is going to go on the left-hand side. And then I'm going to use the happy birthday on the lemon lolly layer. And then I'm going to take my paper snips and create a banner shape. If you've never done this before, very easy. You just make a snip right in the center, go up about 1/4 inch, and then corner to center, corner to center. Same thing, go up about 1/4 inch, corner to center, and corner to center. Okay, there's my banner. I'm going to add dimensionals because I want this to pop. I'm a little rusty, you guys. I made this card about a month ago, so look how long it took me to go back to being live. Okay, now we're going to glue that. If you've never used stamping dimensionals, it gives it height. We're going to glue this to the white piece. And you'll see that just a little sliver of white will show through on all 4 sides. Now we're going to glue, and you're only gluing to the end, both end pieces. So I'm going to add adhesive. I'm going to go ahead and make sure this one is, wait a minute. You know what? I have a piece missing, you guys. Hold on. I forgot to cut the basic gray that goes on the front. So let me get my cardstock. So add one more to the list. If I did cut it, I have no idea where it is. Let me see if that's long enough. Nope. Okay, I gotta measure this. So you need an extra basic gray piece, 5 1/4 by 1 3/4. Let me get my trimmer. So 5 1/4. What did I say for the width? 1 3/4. Okay. Whoops, look where that ended up under my trimmer. Okay, so this is going to go, did I put adhesive on there? Nope, I didn't finish. It's actually going to go on the basic gray layer. Now we're going to add just on the ends. This is going to be even. The bottom and the side will be even. Now I'm going to flip this over. And I'm going to fold this part over so this will line up. So now your card should fold either way, fold flat either way. Okay, now comes for the little shelf part. So these are my stoppers. I'm just going to glue these together. I'm going to layer them. And this is just thick enough to hold that shelf in place, but not in the way as far as mailing it flat. I'm going to add adhesive to the back. And what I'm going to do is sneak this in here and even with the bottom. Make sure it's nice and straight. And you'll see how that works in a minute. So I don't know if you can see that on camera. It's in there, okay? Now we're going to take the little shelf piece and make sure when you're scoring it, make sure it's in this direction. So on the long end, we're going to score 1/2 inch. And we're going to turn it and score 1/2 inch again. So then you end up, where's my bone folder? Then you end up with 2 1/2 inch pieces. Okay, and I'm going to fold them this way. I'm actually going to use liquid glue. I'm only adding glue to one end. And we're going to sneak this in here up to the score line. I'm just going to hold it there. So you're going to have a flap right here that folds. And that's when it's going to fold inside. And it's going to rest against that little stopper that we added. So there's my little shelf. How easy is that? So now I'm going to go ahead and color. Let me bring my pad of paper out. So I did 1 cake, 2 wine bottles, 2 plants, and then the bouquet. I'm going to use the petunia pop first. So wherever you see balmy blue, I'm going to substitute with petunia pop. So that's the top of the bottle and the label. These images are really quite small, so you don't really have to worry about shading too much. Okay, on the plant, it's just going to be this little stripe right here. On the flowers, I did 3 flowers. And then on the cake, just this part right here. I'm going to do the candle flames with the lemon lolly. And then I have light granny apple. And don't forget, as you comment, I will pick a name on Facebook. These are for Facebook people, not YouTube. I will pick a name for one of you guys to win this card from all of the comments that I see on my page. Okay, on this, it's the leaves, of course. So if you do want to do shading, you're welcome to. But like I said, the images are so small. That one color really is enough. Okay, and lastly, we've got the light smoky slate. We're going to do the plant pots. So 2 of those. Oh, you guys, I want to let you know ahead of time too. So, right now, any of the bundles that you order, you know that you always get 10% when you order bundles off the price of the dies and the stamps. The month of June, we're getting an additional 10%. So if you like this bundle, you'll get the 10% price to begin with and another 10% off. This is a really cute bundle. I really like the little shopping cart, and then you can fill it with all these images. I've been having a lot of fun, and like I said, the tutorials that I did with Connie for Create with Stamping Friends, we had a lot of fun with this set. Okay, let's see. I think I've got, I'm just looking. Oh, I did do green with the granny apple on the label. Okay, now we just need to glue these all in place. So I did do the wine bottle and the plant, plus the cake is flat. So we're going to use liquid glue. Especially the cake needs to be flat because you need to be able to move this layer for the shelf so that it folds flat. We're going to glue the bouquet with dimensionals. I'm just going to add 2 dimensionals in the center so that they don't stick out on the edge. I'm going to stick that up. So I make sure this is nice and flat in place, and I'm going to position that right in front of the cake, just like that. And now we're going to do the wine bottles and the plant. Whoops, I've got one on each side. So both sides are identical. And what I did with that is I put the wine bottle on the outside right and on the outside left. And then we've got the little plant. And here's my last plant. You could add bling and ribbon if you wanted to. But there, whoops, there is my card for today. So again, let me show you. The shelf is in the sitting position. Just need to take your finger, pop it up, and then you can fold this flat either way. So that way it can be mailed. You might need to put a little post-it note to tell the recipient to push this in to make the little shelf, but I think it's so cute. Now, I didn't cut my white piece to put on the back, but I did add one on the back for a signature. If you want the measurement on that, that is 4 inches by 2 inches, and you can just stick that on the back with a sentiment. So there's my card for today. Let me leave this one up so you guys can see it. I hope you enjoyed my card, and I hope to see you guys next week. Thanks so much for visiting with me, and have a good week, everyone. Make sure you buy those bundles at an additional 10% off. Good night, everyone. See you next week. Bye-bye.